So in this video recording, we are still dealing with work that comes with regards to money or money type questions. We are looking at, in this case, simple interest. This is another topic. We have done bills, rates, wages, discount, VAT, and all of those other types of questions, profit and loss, etc. And we are looking at simple interest now. So all the money questions that you do revolve around reality and what happens in the real world that you live in. So in the same way that someone goes to a job and they do a job for someone, they get a wage or they get a salary. Someone that goes to purchase something in a store may ask for a discount. Any item that you purchase anywhere, you get charged for VAT. So simple interest deals with the banks. In most cases, simple interest is either two things that we do. We either deposit money in order for the money to be saved. If you are someone that has a savings account, there is interest on the savings account. Or if you want a loan, you can also get interest, or you have to pay interest on the loan. So just to kind of clarify those two things. People go to the banks for a loan because they want money to purchase something and they don't have the money. For example, if I need to purchase a car may cost someone, in Trinidad, a roll-on, roll-off car is above 85,000. Some cars are over 100,000, etc. Or if you have a bedroom, for example, and you want to just renovate it, you want to do it, you want to paint it over, probably put in some shelves or cupboards or whatever it may be. You want to do things like that, you would need money to do it. And in most cases, we don't have the money to do it. So we take a loan. So when you go to the bank and you ask them for a loan, what they do is that they will allow you to take the money. They will give you whatever amount of money that you are requiring to get, but you have to pay them back. But a bank is a business. So before you can pay them back, they will also work out interest, meaning that they will want extra money from you because you are borrowing money from them. So if you tell me here, look, $10, and I tell you, well, you have to pay me. I want to, if it is that I am lending you $10 and you wish to pay me back, I may tell you, you need to pay me back $15 because I am charging you $5 extra because you wanted the money borrowed. You don't have the money, you need the money, you are borrowing it from me, and the price for that is $5. That is what interest is. Or if you are investing money, so you will also see them say that someone invests money. Investing money is the same as, or basically runs around the same thing as making money, saving money. And if you are saving money, you also put it into an account and it will generate extra money. And that money is called interest. So there are some terms here that you need to learn. P for principal, T for time, R for rate, SI means simple interest. And I don't know if you will see MI. MI is monthly installment. And I'm not seeing the letter A, and the letter A is amount. Well, look, amount is down here. So let's look at all. Principal. The principal amount of money is the money that you borrow or the money that you deposit. So if you go to the bank and you tell them you want $50,000, that is the money you want borrowed, that is the principal. If the bank turns and tells you, well, okay, if you want $50,000, you need to pay it back to me in a certain amount of time, that will be T, time. Purpose of that is very basic. If I want $50,000 and I need it and I have it, then I wouldn't need to borrow it from anybody. So since I'm borrowing it from somebody, it means that I can't pay it back now. Not right at this moment, I can't pay it back. And if I'm borrowing $50,000 from someone, next month I won't have $50,000. It wouldn't mean that if I borrow it we are in March and I borrow $50,000 now, that in April, I will have $50,000 to pay back. So it means that we will have to give you time to pay it back. And the time that they give you to pay back is usually in years. You will see some of them in months, but don't worry about the months. There are ways to work it out. And you have to work it out and make sure that it is converted to years. So the principal is the amount of money borrowed or deposited. The time is the period in which the money is borrowed or invested. And it is calculated in years. Rate is the amount of money you have to pay back for borrowing. So you want money borrowed, I'm going to charge you a rate. And the rate I'm charging you is usually a percentage, and you have to convert it. And then therefore, when we work out our system, the system that is used is called simple interest. It is to calculate the amount of interest on the original amount of money you borrow. So how do you calculate? And if you don't understand some of the things I'm saying, don't worry, you are going to get it when you see the question. So this is a formula to learn. Simple interest is principal by rate by time over 100. Simple interest is principal rate by time over 100. Now you will notice they put here simple interest is principal by rate by time alone. You have to remember that rate is a percent. That's why this is out of 100. That's why this is out of 100. So you have principal rate by time over 100. We put the whole thing over 100, not just because you will end up putting principal over 1 and time over 1. That don't make any sense. So they just put everybody over the 100. How do you find amount? The amount is the total amount of money that you have to pay back. And how is that worked out? Taking the principal and adding it to the simple interest. So let me simplify what I am saying to you. If I got up this morning and I went to school and I don't have money, and cafeteria is having a sale and they want us to buy lunch or something, and it costs me $20, but I don't have the money. And I go to one of my classmates and I say, listen, I don't have the $20. Can I borrow $20? That's the principal. Now, children at your age, you all don't check rate and you all don't really check time, because if you say borrow it today, you might pay me back next week. So if today is Friday and I borrow $20 from you, you will say, here, what, Monday, you need to pay me back the money. So that will be time. But if Monday comes along and I tell you, I want $25, not $20, that is the amount. Because what I did was I added interest of $5. I charged you $5 for borrowing money from me. And therefore I would make $25. And that's what this here is basically what simple interest is about. I went to school and I did not have money. I needed $20 and I asked someone for $20. The person lent me the $20 and I had to pay them back $25 because they charged me an extra $5. That's what simple interest is all about right there. It's just that in the bank, it's not as simple as that. So look at the question. Calculate the simple interest of $460 at a rate of 5% for 3 years. The word annum means years. Per annum means per year. So simple interest is principal by rate by time over 100. The principal is the amount of money you are asked to borrow. The rate is the percent charged. The time is the amount of years. So what do you do? Simple interest is principal by rate by time, and it's over 100. And this is a fraction question, so you know, don't put this. I'm seeing they have that. Do not put 0.00, please, because that will confuse you. And then when you calculate, you're going to say 10 with 10. 5 into 5 is 1. 5 into 10 is 2. 2 into 2 is 1. 2 into 4, 2. 2 into 6, 3. And you're going to get 23 by 1 is 23. 23 by 3 is 69. So the interest, not the amount of money you have to pay me back, the interest is $69. Again, let's go to the reality. If I go to my mother and I borrow $460 and I have to give her interest, I don't have to pay her back $69. I have to pay her back $69 extra because I still owe her $460. So the amount of money I have to actually pay her is 460. Add the 69 extra. 6 and 6 is 12. 4 and 1 is 5. So she will actually, I borrowed $460 and I have to pay her back $529. That will be the extra. So I'm going to look at another one because the questions will get bigger. Simon wanted to borrow $1,800 to buy new tires for his car. He was told that he could take a loan for 30 months at a rate of 10% interest per year. Calculate how much interest and calculate the amount of money he has to pay back. This is very important. That's why when you're working in your books, you work in your notebook. So you will be able to write out all of this. Look at what happens. And I may even change what they have a little bit. First of all, I told you don't put these double zeros here. Let's look at what they have. Principal. How much money does he want? $1,800. What is the rate? 10% every year. What is the time? The time is 30 months. You must convert the 30 months to years. And in order to change months to years, you put it over 12 because there are 12 months in the year. So in order to convert months to years, you put it over 12. Now I'm seeing a decimal point here. Please don't use decimals. Use fractions. This is an improper fraction. Change it to a mixed number. So it will be, first we can reduce. We can use 6 into 12, 2. 6 into 30 is 5. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, you don't even need to change it to a mixed number. You can just reduce it. Leave it as 5 over 2. And I'm going to show you how it works out. So let me erase some things. Look at the difference between what I write. Nothing really changes. The principal is 1,800. The rate is still 10. But look at what happens with time. Time is 5 goes on top and 2 goes underneath. 5 over 2. How did I get 5 over 2? Remember, I reduced. And what was the rate? The rate is not 10. The rate is 10%. Percent is out of 100. This is the same as what I have. Let's cancel 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. 2 into 2 1. 2 into 18 9. 9 5s 45. 45 by 10 450. Still get the same answer, 450. So keep in mind, when you get a question and the question has months like this, all you need to do is put it over 12. And in most cases, you're going to have to reduce. So reduce it properly and ensure that when you reduce it, you have 5 over 2. What did I do with the 5? I put the 5 on top. What did I do with the 2? I put the 2 underneath. So the amount of interest that he has to pay is 450. And the amount of money he will actually have to pay back in total would be the 1,800 he borrowed plus the 450, which means he has to actually pay back 2,250 to the bank. 2,250 to the bank. And that is basically what you would need to know with regards to simple interest. How do you find simple interest? Principal is multiplied by rate, multiplied by time. It goes over 100 and you reduce. How do you find amount? Amount means that you have to not pay back just interest. You have to pay back a total. So it is what you borrowed, 1,800, plus the interest you worked out, 450. In addition to which, there is always little tricks in between. If you come across months like this, you're going to see 30, put it over 12. You're going to see 45 months, put it over 12. You're going to see 30 months, 36 months, 15 months, put it over 12. Another trick that will also come, percent doesn't always look like this. Percent does not always look like that. So if you get a question that says $1,800 at a rate of 12.5%, don't let that confuse you. 12.5% is 12 into 12, 12 twos are 24, and 2, 12 twos are 24, and 1, 25 over 2. Where do you put the 25? On top. Then you multiply this by 30. What goes underneath this time? Remember, 30 had a 12 for the months, and the 25 is 2, and then there is a percent, 200. 200. Right? Cancel down the same way. It's just little tricks that they are going to make you get confused. If it's a mixed number of percent, change it. 33 and a third percent is 33 and a third, which is 3 3s are 9, 3 3s are 9, 99 plus 1, 100 over 3, and we're dealing with percent, 100. 12.5% is 12 twos are 24 and 125 over 2, and we're dealing with percent, 100. Top number stays on top, bottom number goes underneath and reduce. And those are some of the most important things you would need to know. But this page that I have here, which is page number 49, is what you really need in terms of learning simple interest. There are special questions that come along the way. When they come along, we will deal with them. But this is the basics of principal, rate, and time for simple interest.